the British monarchy to us, they're like celebrities.
Yeah.
So we love them. Long live Queen Elizabeth.
Hello, I'm Christina from the USA.
Hello, I'm Lauren from the UK.
G'day, I'm Grace from Australia. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
In Australia, traditionally, we have the Aboriginal population, and they have multiple different languages, but our recognized official language is English.
In the US, English is the first language, but there are people from all over the world that come to the US, so you'll hear different languages as well, especially if you go to cities. You'll hear a lot of like people that are traveling or living there who speak like all different types of languages, but English is the official language.
It's the same for the UK, but yeah, English is the representative language. There's also Gaelic as well. That's used more in like Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Scotland.
Some of the most common languages you would learn in school are French and Spanish. Most people learn some Spanish. Dutch pay, a lot of people Dutch pay in the US. It really depends. Like sometimes you go on dates and maybe that person will pay, but I think now it's also becoming common for Dutch paying in dating as well. And friends, usually Dutch pay, but sometimes it's a little difficult because of the tipping. Yeah, sometimes in the US, one person will maybe pay for the whole meal and then maybe will like Venmo money, like send money.
That's sometimes a lot easier than trying to split it in.
When it comes to dating, I think there is a bit of a culture of whoever asks the person out on the date, then they're the one who pays.
But what about like if you go out for like drinks with your friend, do you like buy your own drinks separately?
Yeah, usually you just buy everything separately. Or maybe like I buy this round, you buy the next round, and you just
that's what we do. We usually always do rounds because we're lazy. So one person goes and gets everything.
Oh, true. Yeah, same in the US, but oftentimes like they keep our card, you know? like so, like we usually put it on tab.
Oh, on tab. Interesting.
It really depends because there are tea lovers and there's coffee lovers, but I think for the most part, a lot of people from the US, they really like coffee. You know, they wake up and they have coffee instead of tea. There's still a lot of people who like tea, but not like coffee.
Maybe it's because we're a bit closer in relation to the UK. We're still part of the Commonwealth. We only became a country, relatively speaking, in comparison to the US. But yeah, I mean, my family, myself, I love tea. I know Australians still do love their coffee, but you know, if you go to someone's house and you say, would you like a cup of tea, that's really standard. And everyone's like, yeah, I love a cup of tea. And then you have like milk or sugar. Yeah.
Very strong. I think the US is like known for this.
Probably coming about from the Constitution as well, at least because in Australia, we don't have full freedom of speech.
Really?
Oh,
like to the point where if you're discriminating on someone.
I think, well, similarly, we discriminate. That is like the tipping point for freedom of speech. I'm kind of torn now because individualism, if we're talking about people, you know, we grow up like going through the school system with like school uniform and very like not really being allowed to show individualism at that point. But now I feel like once people become adults, we're very encouraged to dress how we want to dress. People wear like wacky stuff and like nobody would say anything, like, I think.
I remember like when I used to go to school, if me or like a friend saw someone wearing like the same clothing, then we would not like be like happy about it, you know, like because we don't want to look like other people. We want to be like our own person. And trends, like I guess there are some trends in the US, but it's not followed to the point where like, you know, some other countries really follow trends and everyone just like goes and does one thing. Not so much in the US.
That is an interesting point that you said about school though, because in Australia it's compulsory to wear a school uniform from primary school all the way through to high school, so that is actually an interesting point.
Yeah, I think it really depends. For the UK, right?
It depends where in the UK you're from. I always say this, and like people always say northern people are friendlier, and they always say that southern people are really cold and like not friendly, but I personally have never experienced that. I'm just going too generalized by what people say. I think Southern people are great and really friendly. It's just the general view.
Yeah, in the US, strangers will talk to you more often than, you know, compared to other countries. But also depending on where, like in the East Coast, we are a bit colder. We don't talk to strangers as much compared to the South. I remember I was in the elevator and be like, oh, hey, where y'all going? Like, you know, down south, like I used to do dance competitions. So I was like dressed in uniform and they would just like talk to me, you know, like being from the East Coast, I was like, oh, what? You know, even though I'm from the US. So it really depends where you live. But for the most part, yeah, quite friendly.
I would say the same for Australia. I'm from Brisbane and I think Queenslanders are known for being pretty chill, pretty talkative. Maybe it's that more like rural feel. Yeah, we always chat to people on the street. I mean, it's really common to ask anyone for direction. Even when I was in the city, like girls would, like I would see a girl be like, oh my God, I love your outfit.
Yeah,
or, you look so cute today, like complimenting each other. I really struggle with that here. I see a girl's hair and I'm like, so cute. I want to tell you, Australians in general, we're pretty chill, pretty talkative. Long live Queen Elizabeth. Recent times, I think it is pretty special that the UK still has a monarchy. They still have living royalty. So I think historically it's a very special. I think maybe like because Australia, we're part of the Commonwealth, like the British monarchy to us, they're like celebrities.
Yeah.
So we love them.
So do you guys have Prime Minister as well?
Yes, we have a Prime Minister as our representative of government. We actually have an Australian princess married to the Prince of Denmark, Princess Mary. She's from Tasmania. They met in Australia. She didn't know he was a prince.
Oh my gosh, it's like that story.
It's literally a fairy tale.
It really depends. The US, the weather is totally different where you live, you know? Like if you live in California, it could be really hot weather, nice weather. Maybe people don't check too much. Where I'm from, they say like the East Coast, we have like bipolar weather. So like one day it will be really hot. The next day it will rain, then it will snow. Like it just changes very drastically sometimes where I'm from. So I would often check the weather.
The UK is kind of in between. We love watching the weather forecast, you know. It's on all the time, but I feel like most people will just kind of look outside, and if it's sunny, they'll just kind of like dress for sunny weather, but actually it'll be like 10 degrees.
Yeah, it's always easy to pick a Brit in Australia, particularly where I'm from, because they're often very, very sunburnt.
Lobsters.
Ice water, a lot of times in restaurants. Yeah, Boston is also known. We drink iced coffees like in blizzards. Our ice dunking, coffee. It'd be blizzard. Like there's so many memes. There'd be like blizzard outside, and we're just like sipping our iced coffee.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like in the UK we don't drink a lot of ice drinks, just because it's kind of cold in general. Like, you know, we'll drink like hot tea, hot coffee. And like in a restaurant, I mean, yes, sometimes it's ice water. Most of the time we'll just have like tepid tap water, you know, like.
The same in Australia, at least for a restaurant, they usually ask, do you want tap or sparkling? So you have like tap water, which is just room temperature, or sparkling water. Yeah, we usually just drink cold drinks. One drink that I know I drank a lot, especially as a child, was cordial.
Diluted juice.
We drink a lot of, I always had ice
so
cordial.
Good.
Just after a swim in the pool, yeah, classic.
Summer fruits.
So today we compared some differences and similarities between the USA, UK and Oz. We hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to World Friends and comment down below. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.